Starmer's now in power. He's leader of the opposition. And as we've just heard from our very own reporter there, big warm smiles all round as he's greeted by the very people who put him there. But where does his true allegiance lie? Because, as ever with Starmer, there's a sort of double message, isn't there? What he says in public and what he actually believes. When asked recently in an interview, a journalist said to him, "Who are you loyal to?" And this was Starmer's response. He said, "I'm loyal to the elites in Davos in Europe. That's where my loyalty ultimately lies." Now, you couldn't make it up, could you? I mean, the very fact that he has to think about this question, who am I loyal to, tells you everything you need to know about Keir Starmer. He's a man that is completely devoid of principle. He will say and do anything in order to get votes. That's what we saw during the recent by-election campaign. He said he was a democratic socialist. He would take on the establishment. He would be a man of the people. All complete and utter nonsense. He is nothing more than a slick, smooth operator, a political prostitute who will sell his services to the highest bidder. And that, of course, is why he's now leader of the opposition. That's why he has got a seat at the top table, because he has prepared to do the business. He's one of their own. He's one of the establishment. And he will do what they want him to do, which is why he's so dangerous. You see, unlike Boris Johnson, who at least had some principles, albeit slightly skewed ones, Starmer has no principles at all. He will simply do what he believes is best for him and his party. And right now, that means getting as many votes as possible. And in order to do that, he's more than prepared to play the game, to follow the rules, to do what the establishment tells him to do. So make no mistake about it, Starmer is in a very powerful position right now. He's leader of the opposition, but he's also leader of the Labour Party. And both of those things give him a huge amount of power. Power that he will wield, I believe, in a very dangerous way. But if you want more evidence than that, just look at his front bench, his so-called shadow cabinet. It's packed with people who've already been on the telly today. David Cameron's right-hand man, George Freeman, a staunch supporter of net zero and the green agenda. In fact, he was one of the people who pushed for net zero before it was finally adopted by the Conservative Party. Then we have Jonathan Ashworth, who is a full-blown socialist, a man who literally believes in a workers' paradise, a socialist utopia, and yet he's best friends with big business. He's a regular at all the big business conferences. Then, of course, there's Lisa Nandy, who we've had on the show before. She's a full-blown communist. She believes in the redistribution of wealth. She wants a wealth tax. She wants a new socialist Britain. Yet she too, like Ashworth, is on first-name terms with all the big business leaders. So this is Starmer's team, a team that is supposedly going to fight the good fight, a team that's going to stand up for the little man against the establishment. Nonsense, complete and utter nonsense. They are simply Starmer's Praetorian Guard, a group of individuals who will do his bidding, who will carry out his work in getting that electoral success that he so desperately craves. Because remember, Starmer's not interested in actually winning a general election. He doesn't really care about that. What he's interested in is getting into number 10, getting into Downing Street, getting the keys to the kingdom so that he can open the door to the elites, the global elites, the people who he is ultimately loyal to.